Hello, angels, and welcome back to another episode of the Money Mindset Management Podcast. I don't think I've ever been so well, that's not true, but I'm so excited to record today's episode. I am running to the mic today and I got it. I got it. Like, I feel like this keeps happening to my clients, to myself, to my friends, to like almost everyone that I know is going through the same universal lesson right now. So I feel so excited to share this with you guys because I know for many of you, it's going to be like exactly what you need to hear in this moment. And if you're like, wait, I haven't felt this yet, it's coming. And so that you can learn the lesson before it happens and you don't have to go through this whole rigmarole of getting tested, maybe not passing the test, having a test happen again. You now have the information so that you can just cruise through this with smooth sailing. Now, I know Mercury retrograde is coming up. I know we're in Scorpio season. I'm not massively into astrology, but a lot of my mentors are, and I feel like whenever they're speaking to me about it, it always is like exactly what I'm going through. So I don't know actually if this relates to the astrology right now, but there is all I know is that everyone that I know is getting tested on this exact same thing. So what I want to talk to you about today is betrayal. Now, I have a few different ways in which I want to share this with you because there's a few threads. So, number one, I started a series a couple months ago called Soul Wound series. I did the humiliation soul wound, and I keep getting messages from you guys of like, when's the next one coming? I'm like, it's coming, but I only create content when it feels so good to do so aligned, like my sacral's lit up to do it. And only until now, I've been sacredly lit up to do the second part of this series. So there's 5 soul wounds, and I haven't even done. It's weird. I'm going in such a weird order, but it's just what feels aligned to do. So we did humiliation, and today we're doing betrayal, the betrayal soul wound. Now, just a little debrief on that. This is a theory, kind of like human design, kind of like also astrology, just a way to understand yourself. But it's to do with soul wounds. And these soul wounds, we all have 5 of them. Sorry, we don't have 5 of them. There are 5 of them. And we all typically have at least 1 or 2 of them. So there's betrayal, humiliation, disloyalty, rejection, abandonment. And I use this in my practice a lot to help heal my clients and help unlock them because we're unconsciously existing out of these soul wounds. And we all come here to learn the lessons associated with these soul wounds. So, for example, if you have a soul wound of abandonment, you will either choose partners or families that have abandoned you, and it's happening for you to learn your own secure attachment. Everyone has like its own learning lesson. So I did the one on humiliation previously, and I will put that in the link below. And today we're going to talk about betrayal. Betrayal right now is honestly one of the biggest, most common wounds that I'm healing in my practice. And then the opposite side of that, which is self-betrayal, is what I'm helping my clients coach through and my friends and myself. So there's like this massive universal lesson right now in betrayal. Okay, so let's talk about the soul wound first. So, the betrayal soul wound comes from childhood, and you learn it from an opposite sex parent. Typically, they have either betrayed you in some way. The way that Lise describes it is almost like they hurt you, and through that way, you felt betrayed. And I think about, how the older generation believed in like hitting or spanking as a way to punish or teach a lesson. As a child, you feel that makes you feel betrayed. So if you have experienced any sort of uh, uh, honestly abuse from your opposite sex parent as a way to control you, you create this soul lesson of, or you've already had it, but it ignites and like turns on this soul lesson of betrayal because obviously as a child, you feel extremely betrayed in this moment. Then, once this wound has been activated, it's always in you, but the opposite sex parent will activate it. You create this dynamic where you become someone called the controller, and it's a way to keep you safe. So, what ends up happening is the only way that you feel safe through the rest of your life is to control. Okay. So, on a physical level, that means that you will try to control circumstances, people, partners, work, anything around you to feel safe. Again, I don't want you to self-diagnose and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is me." This is just simply information for you to hear. It might land, it might not. And it's just and it's an opportunity for us to heal. This is all coming up for healing. And if you want, you can just Google soul wound, the wound of betrayal. And there's an article by Cindy Theodore, which breaks down the entire betrayal soul wound and kind of like what are their greatest fears? Why do they need this type of control? What if you're dating someone who has this soul wound? It's very, very interesting. Okay. So I honestly care less about the definition of it, to be honest. That's why I'm kind of like skimming over it because it's not really how I use it in my practice. How I use it in my practice is when I see a client who has experienced betrayal. And what I mean by betrayal is more like one of the parents was disloyal to the other parent. Um, I don't really often the abuse won't really often come up for me. It's actually more like the dad cheated on the wife. More like in childhood, their friends betrayed them. Maybe they all turned against them. Maybe they made fun of them. It's more like the act of being betrayed occurs more often. That's just personally what I see. So when I have a client coming to me who is afraid of being betrayed, it means that somewhere in their childhood, they got betrayed themselves. Okay. Now, if this is you, and if you are, 25, 35, 45, listening to this episode right now, and you have this fear of betrayal, or you have been betrayed, maybe in your childhood, maybe in adulthood, and you have this constant fear of someone betraying you, someone turning their back on you, someone cheating on you, someone doing something to you that is out of your control and it causes you a lot of fear. All this is the betrayal wound. And I promise you, it is so easy to clear. And when I clear this with my clients, on the other side of the clearing is the biggest breakthroughs. My betrayal clients who clear this have the biggest, like, oh my gosh, recalibrations, just feel so much lighter. And the most magical things come through on the other side of clearing this wound. Okay. So if what I'm saying is resonating right now, you have a feeling in your stomach, in your throat, in your chest, and you're like, oh, I'm picking up on this feeling. I'm picking up on this fear of being betrayed. And you can check that by just closing your eyes and bringing up the feeling of being betrayed. And if you get a strong sense in either your throat, either your chest or your stomach, or somewhere in your body, those are just the most common areas, you know you are a vibrational match for this. That energetic point is the thing that's attracting the betrayal. Okay? So you can use Clear the Fear in the Higher Self app. You just open up the Higher Self app. I'll leave the link below. And if you go into Clear the Fear, there's Clear the Fear of Betrayal. All you need to do is it takes 22 minutes. It's going to change the rest of your life fundamentally. Okay. So you would be doing a massive disservice if you did not clear this. And I'm saying this just for your highest good. I want to, I'm here to help you. And honestly, on the other side of clearing this, you are going to feel so much lighter, so much more liberated, and you will start attracting the things that you desire from love instead of fear. So you can just simply go into the app and in the search bar, just start typing of the word betrayal and it will come up and say, clear the feeling of betrayal. Please, please, please do this from your higher self and me. Just do this, okay? It's going to change your life forever for the best way possible. Okay. And we're on day 1 of the money challenge. And I shared this sentence in the challenge on day 1, which is do better than you feel. When we do based on how we feel, we stay where we don't want to be because we stay in our comfort zone. And our comfort zone isn't necessarily logically where we want to be. Maybe our zone right now is feeling fear. It is feeling lack. It's feeling scarcity. It's feeling overwhelm. But this is comfortable for us because this is how we were raised and this is what we know as normal. Maybe we attract chaos, or maybe we attract stress or all these negative emotions that we don't want to feel. But it's our comfort zone. So we keep attracting it over and over. So the way that we break free and break through that is we have to do better than we feel. Because we're never going to want to feel like breaking out of our comfort zone because it's uncomfortable. So right now, when I say this to you, there's still going to be that part of your mind, that ego that wants to keep you safe, that's want to keep you in that comfort zone. So you have to do better than you feel. Okay. And then the last part of this episode is this big theme that I see coming up so much. It's like, honestly, I feel like everyone that I speak to is going through this. And this is about self-betrayal. And the way that I'm seeing this is the same thing over and over, that people don't want to do something and they do it anyways out of maybe a people-pleasing tendency. And then the universe tries to send them a lesson of like, hey, you need to stop self-betraying yourself. So either we're going to make this thing go wrong, we're going to put you in so much frustration that you never want to do this again, and then you do it again. And then it's this pattern of self-betrayal and things keep getting, I don't want to say worse and worse, but it's like the lessons keep getting bigger and bigger to try to get your attention. Okay? So I'm going to make something up. Let's say you have this group of friends who you love, and it's a Tuesday night, and they really want you to go out for drinks with them, and they want you to catch up with them. But you really don't want to go. You are so focused on your goals, you're so focused on your health. You really don't want to go, but you go anyways because you don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to betray them. Okay? So you go anyways. Then things are obviously so much fun, they're so exciting, and so you have such a good night and you like drink, let's say, a bottle of wine. Then you drink so much that, and you didn't eat that day, let's say, and let's say you get so sick and you get food poisoning because your immune system is down, you ate something that was a little weird, and then you get home and then you have food poisoning the whole night, and then it like totally throws you off your habits, your rituals, and you can't even go into the work the next day. So you miss a day of work, you're sick in bed all day because you have food poisoning, and then you have food poisoning. This is what I'm talking about. You get betrayed, quote unquote, by your body because you betrayed yourself in the beginning. You didn't want to go. And instead of saying, hey guys, I love you so much, can we reschedule to a day on the weekend? I'm just super focused on my goals right now. I want to go to the gym. Or you just, instead of put your foot down and state your boundary, you don't and you go anyways, and then you get sick. I see this happening all the time. And the lesson here is so simple. Is to stop betraying yourself in the beginning. The most important person that you need to take care of is you, 100% always. Your number one job right now, and I'm going to say like for this month, is to fill up your cup. It's to know, okay, what is the amount of work that I need to get done every single day? And beyond that, you need to be recharging. You need to be relaxing, recharging, and filling up your own cup. Okay? This month is going to be a month where we are going to get tested to see if we are the same version of ourselves as last year at this time. There's going to be old things that come up, and you have the opportunity to either ascend or stay where you are. This is such an opportunity for you. This is such an incredible time. And if you are operating from an empty cup, you are not going to have the strength and the power to ascend. So I need you to be filling up your cup always first. The opposite of betrayal is loyalty. So, this period of time is an opportunity for you to become the most trustworthy and the most loyal to yourself. If you don't want to go for drinks with the girls, you're not going. If you want to go to the gym, you go to the gym. If you don't want to do this thing in your business, you don't do it anymore. Anything that isn't in alignment with what lights you up and what makes you feel so freaking good is only your mission right now. And it's to fill up your cup by doing the things that feel really, really good and only what you want to do. And you are going to get so rooted in your own self-worth that you are going to vibrate so highly that you are going to start to attract things into your life that are so magical, so magnificent, and so in value of how you value yourself. And I was noticing for me, actually, for anyone who's super into human design, I'm a manifesting generator. And my non-self theme, or what I would describe as like when I'm out of alignment, I feel frustration. And so last week I was feeling so frustrated because I kept doing these things out of alignment and out of people pleasing or what I felt like I should do. And then I spent so long of last week feeling so frustrated. And I was like, okay, enough is enough. Or I would do things and agree to things that I didn't want to do out of, again, people pleasing tendencies. And it backfired so much. And it was like this guilt of feeling like I had to say yes for things to make other people feel better. But the whole entire lesson here is when I did that, the only person that was upsetting is myself. And I was betraying myself. And then I would like get it in a lesson. And I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm so done with this. The only person that I am pleasing is myself. And I can hear a lot of your thoughts thinking, okay, but if that's selfish? Is that mean? What if I'm going to lose friends? Firstly, I'm not like, "Hey, F you, I'm going to stay at home tonight, da 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 da." Like, I'm not when you set a boundary, it doesn't have to be mean, and I always will be like, "Hey, let's reschedule. This doesn't work for me right now. Can we do it another time? I love you so much. I can't wait to see you. I'm so excited." It's just like putting yourself first in a loving way, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think we grow up in society where we're taught that if you put yourself first, it's selfish. But if you don't put yourself first, you are going to feel the repercussions of that. You are going to feel so drained. You are going to feel so self-betrayed. You are going to not trust yourself. You are going to feel like everyone is taking from you except for yourself. You're going to feel leaking. And that actually translates to a money leak. So you're going to start to notice that your money starts leaking. There's going to be all these unexpected expenses coming up out of nowhere. It's this entire cycle. Okay? So, this is very high level explanation, and I just had to get this out to everyone because this is what's occurring right now in the cosmos. And I need you to know the lesson and learn the lesson before you have to get all these quote unquote, like, I don't want to say bad experiences, but not the most enjoyable experiences because the universe is trying to get your intention on somewhere where you're not in full self love and where you're not treating yourself with loyalty and love and respect. So, the big takeaways today. Number one is if that wound of betrayal did resonate with you, you're just going to hop into the Higher Self app. If you're not in there yet, you get a 7-day free trial. You can do 14 if you sign up for the year, and you're going to clear the fear of betrayal. Okay, it's going to change your life forever. 2, we're going to do better than we feel. This is not going to feel comfortable. It's not going to feel normal because it's going to be leaving your comfort zone. But leaving your comfort zone is actually where you want to go. Okay, but your ego is going to try to convince you that it's not. So we need to do better than we feel. Number 3 is we need to become the most loyal person to ourselves first. The most trustworthy, the most devoted, the most faithful person to ourselves. Honest, consistency, integrity, safety, commitment. Okay? This is all the opposite of betrayal. And we need to start doing that to ourselves. If we want to go to a cafe in the morning, we go to a cafe in the morning. If we want to go to the gym that day, we go to the gym that day. And from a considerate, loving place, we are putting ourselves first. We are filling up our own cup first. Because when the plane is going down, who do they say to put on the oxygen mask first? To everyone that you love? No, you put it on yourself first. Only when you have the oxygen mask on yourself can you help others. So the most selfless thing that you can do is put yourself first so that you can then help others. I could not do anything that I do right now if I did not fill up my cup. I would not have the energy to come to this episode and come to this podcast and share this if I was not filling up my own cup. I cannot be my best friend, my best partner, my best mentor, my best business owner if I'm not filling up my cup. There's just no point. I'm going to show up to everything I do from a lack place, and then I'm going to attract more lack. And I don't want that, and either do you. So we're filling up our own cup first by doing the things that we love, by putting ourselves first, by putting our needs first, by putting our health first, by putting all the things that matter to us most first, and still being a loving partner, being a loving wife, being a loving friend. We can do all that. You can have it all. You can have it all. And it's actually the best way for you to live because you'll be happiest and everyone around you will be happiest. Okay? Okay. I love you so much. I'm going to give you a forehead kiss. Mwah! And if you know anyone who could benefit from this episode, if you think of them right now, send this their way. And I love you guys so much. Don't forget, if this episode gave you any value, I would be so grateful for a honest review. I read them all and they mean so much to me. It literally makes my day. So thank you so much for being here. I love you and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.